Default Pursuer. Default Pursuer looks like he's in a cave, sort of like his old intro, and it's a really good render for a starter skin and the default, so personally I'll put it in B tier. Pursuer's older icon just makes him look like he's staring at the camera, and it seems like it's in the same cave, so it just looks a lot more derpy than threatening, so I'll put that in C tier. His icon that's before that actually looks a lot better in my opinion, because the civilians are running away from him and it looks like he just killed the guy. So I'm gonna put that in the same tier as the default that we have now, so B tier. The oldest Pursuer icon looks like it has more to do with Hospital Nightmare than Die of Death, and it just has some guy running away from a big boulder, it looks like. So I'm gonna put that in Rotten Meat tier because it doesn't really have anything to do with Pursuer. Pursuer, Avoider. I know Avoider is just a color inversion, so you can't really blame Avoider for that. So I'm just gonna put that in C tier because the colors, I guess, are harder to look at. Pursuer Classic. I actually really like the way Classic's render looks like because he looks all menacing hunting around with the red light coming off him, and it just looks great. A tier. Classic's older render looks quite similar, so I'm actually gonna put it there, but I also like it because of the way the older civilians look. Pursuer Phantasm. Phantasm's old render was just his face, so that's pretty bad. Rotten Veggie. Phantasm's current render is really cool in my opinion because it's in a campsite, you can see the cabins in the background, and he just looks like he's about to kill somebody in the campsite. A tier. Pursuer Zombie. Zombie's current render is really cool in my opinion because it's got the red background, the moon rising, and the machete and the gravestone, and he's just rising. Our first S tier.
Fresh meat.
Zombie's render before that is along the same lines except it's green and just a little less detailed, so I'm gonna put it a tier below that. A tier. Zombie's oldest render set in a city where there's a horde of zombies going toward a civilian, and one of them just got mauled, and there's a civilian arm under the exclamation point, and it's really cool how just little civilian, he's about to die. Just look at him panicking. B tier. Pursuer Zombie 1. Zombie 1's render looks like he's coming out of a washing machine. I'm not sure what it's trying to reference or if this is like a joke, but I think it looks cool, so I'm gonna put it in B tier along with the other zombie. Pursuer Zombie 2. Zombie 2's render is one of my favorite in the game because it shows Zombie 2 leading their other zombies into battle, and it just like looks like it's a tower defense game, and I think it looks awesome. S tier. Pursuer The Stalker. The Stalker's render just looks like he's looking at the camera with his arm in the air. I'm not sure if it's a reference again, but it just looks a little like it's slacking a bit, so Rotten Meat. Stalker's older render looks like it takes place in a facility, and it looks like he's sneaking up on a worker. I think the lighting looks really cool, so I'm gonna put it in A tier. Stalker's oldest render looks like it's the cover for a game, and I think that looks awesome. Not much else to say for it. I'll put it in B tier. Pursuer Mequote. Mequote's current render looks like he's stuck in a cave, like he just got betrayed by somebody and just got stabbed. I don't really know Mequote's lore, so I'm gonna put it in B tier. Mequote's older render is just looks like a picture of him just on the floor, like on the Roblox toolbox menu, so I'll just put that in C tier because it's boring. Pursuer iQuote. iQuote's render is awesome. It's like so epic. It's the most epic render in the whole game. Look at him with his awesome sword and all the awesome things behind him. Look at the ticks. Look at the money. Everything about it is awesome. Immediate S tier. No questions asked. All the hats, everything. The Dominus S tier. Everything. Pursuer Maze Guy. Now Maze Guy's render is a little boring as it's just him on there, so I'll just put that in C tier with old Mequote. Pursuer Hardest Game. Hardest Game's render is actually a big improvement from Maze Guy in my opinion, and also because I really like the world's hardest game, and you know, I'll just put it in A tier. Pursuer Claws Guy. We should probably just put Claws Guy where all the sweaty players that use him would put him. B tier. Claws Guy's older render is a little less detailed than his new one. I like his new one, but I'll put the older one in Rotten Meat. Pursuer Seesaws. Seesaws is actually a really cool skin. I'm sad they don't have a render, so I'll just put him in A tier because I'm pretty sure it would look awesome. Pursuer, Thek. Now I don't know much about blocks cards, but based on Thek's render, it looks really cool because it looks like he just won a match against a bunch of people because it looks like you can see a bunch of fallen people in the background. It just looks cool, really threatening. A tier. Pursuer, Bling Pursuer. Bling Pursuer is also one of my favorite renders in the game because it shows him in a rich background with like a bunch of, like he's coming out of a house, and it reminds me of a Murder Mystery 2 map. I'll put it in S tier because of how cool it looks. And there you have it, my tier list of Pursuer skin icons. If you disagree or agree, let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, but the thing is, my opinion is objective. I'd like to thank the Dialist Wiki first of all for all the character renders and the music in the background, and also the team for being so cool and the game for being so cool, you know. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.